What's up, guys? Welcome to the Do Good Movement. Our purpose here is to make a positive impact in our society through real-life education. The movement comes into play when you share the content to help other people do good just like you. Okay, I have a question, and when I ask this, I know you're not sitting in front of me, so I want you to think to yourself, all right? Do you want something big? Do you want something bad, right? And so, I want you to think of, do you want to, get through college? Do you want to buy this car? Do you want to get approved on this apartment? Do you want to have this rockin' body? Do you want to have this amazing relationship with somebody one day and start a family? Do you want to do more family activities with your kids? Do you want to be healthier? Do you want to be paid more? Is there something in front of you right now that you want? I would hope your answer is yes. And if your answer is yes, this show is exactly what you need to hear right now because I want to help you get there. And I know through some of these things that I talk about and teach guys, a lot of it's like mental. You have to really think. I'm not giving you steps because there's really no step to get there. It's just you have to get your brain to process that way. And if you could process that way, you could do it. And that's what I focus on teaching. And so what I want to talk about is getting those things. Now, to get those things, what's one thing you have to do? You have to be committed, right? You have to be committed to wanting that, to get there, to be there. It takes commitment. Well, I think a lot of people go into that saying, cool, I'm going to commit to it and all those different things, but there's one thing they leave out before they take action on it. And when they leave this out, you get to a point where you just don't get the thing you want, okay? And here's the one thing. Commitment has no days off. When you take one day off from commitment, guess where you end up? You end up where you started. And I have learned this in everything that I wanted because I've taken a day off and I fell all the way back. Sometimes you might be able to get back up and get going, but then it'll get challenging and then you fall the way back off. So when you guys say, and you're talking to yourself in your head, when I asked you all those questions and you say, yes, I want it, I need it, I have to have it. Okay, my next question is, are you willing to commit? Are you willing to commit to do whatever it takes to get it without a break? And if you could truthfully answer that to yourself and say, yes, I will do whatever it takes without a break, well, guess what? You just got it. If you can make that commitment and say, I'm going to take no days off until I get it, you're going to get it. I could promise you that, guys. Let me tell you what it's going to feel like because you need to mentally prepare on what you're about to go through here. It's going to feel like you're on a treadmill and you're running and you get to that point out of breath. I think we've all been out of breath one time going up the stairs or running. You know that feeling like, gosh, dang, I need to kind of put my hands down. I need to stop. I need to take a breath. I can't wait till this run's over. We've all felt that, or we felt the pressure at work and we're just looking at the time just like, oh man, it's almost 5. It's almost 5. It's almost 5. Then I could live. Like that pressure feeling. That feels like the best way I could describe that is like literally being on a treadmill where it just does not stop. And that burn is sitting there and sitting there. And these things are coming up to your brain saying, quit, quit, quit. Well, here's the thing. You got to stay in right there, okay? It's going to be hard, but it's only hard for a certain amount of time, guys. That pain that you're feeling is not going to be the same pain, that you're going to feel forever. For example, if you're running a mile and that mile's hard today, give it 30 days and that mile's not going to be as hard. The body's pretty cool. It's going to callous that pain mentally and physically where it's just not going to be there anymore. It's going to take abuse after abuse after abuse after abuse, and it's going to say, oh, shit, man, this person's serious. Let's just let off, right? Let's stop giving the pain. That's not exactly what happens, but you just build up this tolerance, and it just becomes new. It's almost like when I say committed, I want you to think about like I'm committed to staying alive, so I need to drink water today. I drink water every day. I eat every day. I'm sure you guys do as well. We're committed to living. And if you take that same thing to whatever you're trying to go and get, and you just do it nonstop with no days off, and it has to be the same thing as serious as drinking water or eating, You're going to get there and it's going to become easier and it's going to become second nature. And that's how everything is. And then you'll eventually find the joy in it, right? Because if you could get through these challenges and get through that pain part of it, then you're going to find a way of like, I love it. Give me some more. I'm a badass here, right? And you start talking to yourself in that way. And then it just starts stacking on top of each other and life becomes very amazing there. So what we need to do is then you need to make it a habit, right? So you said, I'm going to do this. I'm committed to it. I'm not going to take any days off. Well, to do that, now it's a new habit. Well, how do I stay in it every day, right? Like I've been drinking water for 28 years, so I know that I'm always going to drink water. But if it's something new that I'm looking to try or something new that I want to get, how do I stay in it, Dylan, when it gets hard? Well, you first have to make that check in your mind saying, there's nothing that is ever going to stop me. And that's what I said. I need your commitment, and you need to give that commitment to yourself when you get into this project, because if there's anything that could stop you, you're going to find a way to make that excuse a reality to stop you. So you got to get that out of the playbook and say, I'm all in. So then when you're all in, okay, cool. Let's go back to the habit thing I was just talking about 2 seconds ago. You're going to create this habit. And by doing that, build a checklist, right? Set alarms in your phone, set reminders, write it with, pen on your hand, whatever you have to do. Build a checklist that you check every day that somehow pops in front of you and says, hey, buddy, you ain't forgetting to do this today. It has to be everywhere, right? So when I do this, guys, I use notes on my phone and I have to click the little box. I'll set reminders. Go through my alarm. I wish I could pull it up in this video, but if you go through my alarms on my phone, it has all my different things that I'm trying to create habits, reminders. I go into my email calendar. I have time slots on every single day. I live in my calendar because that's kind of what I do during the day, but it's blocked out every single day. Got to do this, got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. It's on the background of my phone. My wife knows about it. My friends know about it. My family knows about it, because when I go all in, my word's a big thing, and your word should be too. And so I have the checklist. The second part of it, I just started speaking to it, is accountability. So either you could sometimes find an accountability partner to do it with you, and if not, that's okay. Make sure to spread the word. Tell everybody, right? Sometimes people are like, action show. Don't go and say stuff. Show it when it's done. Well, fuck, man. Sometimes you need that extra lift to get off the ground. Go post it on social media. I'm going to do this because X, Y, and Z, I promise you, right? So you just told all these people, and now if you don't do it, none of these people are going to take you serious. You just burnt your name. There's really no way back from that, right? Even though people aren't going to call you and say, oh, man, you failed, whatever, they're going to know that in the back of your mind you're weak, okay? So you go ahead and put yourself out there. You have that kind of unseen accountability. You might have an accountability partner, and tell people that are close to you and say, man, and just be open and honest. I really want this for myself, or I really want this for whatever because of X, Y, and Z. Go deep. Be vulnerable, give the reasons, and then they'll obviously, hopefully care for you and feel for you and be able to check in on you and say, man, that's crazy. That's deep. I know this person wants this. Let me help them get there. And then build short goals around it, right? So I think sometimes people go into these things and say, hey, I got to do this forever. I got to do this for my whole life. And then they go and do a few days, and they go through this hard part that I was talking about in the beginning until you become calloused. And they quit, right? Because gosh, dude, I don't have to feel like this my whole life. Screw this. That's not how it is when you learn something new. Again, it's 15, 20 days, and then it's whatever, right? You're used to it. That's a normal thing. It's like brushing your teeth, eating water, drinking a drink. So go ahead and build these short goals. And so build a 30-day goal and say, I'm going to do this every single day for 30 days. And you're listening probably saying, Dylan, why are you saying every day? You sound crazy, man. Why? I need a break. No, here's the thing, guys. When you let off the gas at all, and you get that breathing room of being able to go see what, feel the comfort, right? Your brain's it's like tasting that good food. If you eat healthy all the time, you taste that bad food, you're always going to want that bad food. So you cannot, as you're going through this phase of learning and going through this phase of building this habit, you cannot let off the gas and taste the comfort and taste the option B. There is no option B. There's option A. Do it every day. And then within 30 days, set a target within 30 days and say, okay, I could commit 30 days of my life. I could go through pain 30 days of my life. Not bad. Well, make this negotiation target at day 30 because you said, I'm going to go 30 days, but make a renewal option at day 30. And so when you get to day 30, they will see how you feel at day 30 to make decisions because you can't do that at day 5 and take your 6th day off because your decision is obviously going to be, screw this sucks. But at day 30, you're going to become callous, and I can guarantee that decision could be a lot different than your decision you're going to make on day 6. So you have your renewal option at day 30 and say, you need to really be log in all the things that you learned, all the things that it's done for you and built for you. So when you go through this negotiation with yourself, you're able to go look at this list and say, hey, this is serve me in this way, this way, this way, and this way. If I quit this, those servings could go away. Should I quit it or should I renew another 30 days? So I can't speak for you. I can speak for myself, but I'm going to say this. I can tell you you're probably going to renew that contract and do it because you've learned so much and what you wanted and committed to, you're getting closer and you're building that momentum. It's become callous. It's not becoming too hard. So you're probably going to renew again. And then you're going to continue to do that. And this is, you guys have probably seen me post. I've exercised for, I think, I have to go look through the calendar, but it's been over like 1,400 days straight. No days off. Going, having babies, or having a baby through it. I've been sick, all these different things, traveling. It's been nuts, right? And I have not missed a day in exercise for over 1,400 days. And it's not because I woke up one day and I said, hey, man, I'm just going to exercise for the rest of my life. At that time, when I was out of shape and kind of like weak when it came to that aspect, I wouldn't have signed up for that. But then when I talk with my brother and I were kind of feeling the same about like, we want to make this change. We really want to look good. We want to have something that it just relies on us, right? Relies on me that I could commit to and conquer every day. We both were feeling that at the same time. And he was my accountability person. I was his. And we went and did it. And we set it up for I think it was 60 days or something. So then it's crazy, guys. Like, we're going through this and we're at day 20, right? The first day sucked, but it is what it is. I wasn't going to puss out and let my brother beat me. And so it was day 20 and we're like, hey, you think you're just going to go to 60 days? And we both look at each other like, no, man, this is life. So we went from not wanting to do it, it hurts, to callous, to not even getting to that goal mark and committing and saying we're doing it for life. And that's how it's been. It hasn't been a day off since that day. And I can attest that, my company has quadrupled, maybe a little bit more than that since then. All these other great things have came into my life since then because I have learned through this process commitment and what commitment does for me. And when you guys need to really pay close attention to what I'm going to say to you right now. If you go to your significant other, if you go to your friend, if you go to your family member and you say, hey, I'm going to commit to this and I'm going to do this for 30 days. You have my word. And it doesn't have anything to do with them, but you're doing it for the accountability piece. And you get to day 15 or you just don't get there, right? And you quit. And what do you think they're going to think about you? Can they rely on you? Can they trust you? When you tell them that you're going to do something for them now, for the safety of them, for the love of them, can they believe that? Our word is our word. Whether it's a big task, whether that's an easy task, you guys got to stay committed to it. And so it's funny how a commitment with something so small will equal some of the biggest commitments that we have in life. And if it wasn't for that journey that I was walking you through my exercise journey, my workout journey, my fitness, I don't know where I would really be in my life right now from a leader, from a husband, and from a father. Because there's these times that get hard in every segment of those in my life, guys, where it's just like, man, this is hard right now, right? But I go back to I'm a committed man, and there's nothing that will ever stop me from breaking my commitment. And I've proven to myself just through the exercise part, I've done it for over 1,400 days without a day off. I can damn well do everything else because I built that commitment strength in my skill set. And now everything that kind of comes my way, you guys look at me and kind of look at my life and like, oh, this guy's crazy. Dude, I'm not crazy. It's just, I'm just committed. And if you only have one lane, if there's only one option, well, guess what you're going to do? You're going to do that one option. You just got to make it serious, and you got to understand your word to yourself and your word to other people is all you got. And that's who we are in this life. And the pain that we feel is always temporary pain. It's just like when you guys get hurt or you get surgery, it sucks. It hurts for a little bit, and then guess what the body does? It calluses around it, it heals, and then you feel okay after. That's the same thing through anything else. So commitment is the number one key to everything you guys want. You don't have to have the talent. You don't have to have the best coaches. You just have to say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to stay committed to this, and there's nothing that's going to stop me. And I think that's probably the sexiest thing out of a skill set a human being could have is when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. And then you get to a point where you start fearing yourself. Like I'm at this with myself right now where, you know, I'll drink every once in a while. I'm just not a big drinker. I don't like the way it makes me feel after. I obviously have a lot of fun when I'm doing it, but I hate the next day and just not having the brain fog and all that. And I keep talking with my wife, and we're like, should we call it quits? Should we just stop drinking? Should never drink again? And we've had this conversation like 6 times because I know right when I say I'm not going to do it again. Like, I don't know, hopefully I have another 60 years on this life, but that's it. There's nothing that would ever stop that because I know what commitment means. And if I broke that commitment with that, then I'd probably break my commitment with my commitments to my wife, my commitments to my fitness, all those different things. So commitment, guys, go back to understand what you want. And before you say you want it, will you be committed enough to get there? Will you go in every single day with no days off to get it? Can you tolerate the pain for a little bit? And if you could sign up for that and you could get past it, you're going to see, dude, it's really not that hard. It's just that it's that little section that sucks. It's that little section that sucks. And then right after that, it's breezy, man. There's some things that come here and there, but it's breezy. So stay committed, stay true to yourself. Whether you tell somebody or you just tell your inner self and you had that thought, stay true to that, and all the good things are going to come after that. That's what I got for you guys today. Do good.